Bamiyan has become known around the world for its 6th century Buddha statues that were destroyed by the Taliban in 2001. It is also one of the few places in Afghanistan where women have been cycling in public, wearing modern clothing, attending classes with young men. In the last elections, it was the only province in which women voters outnumbered men. 18-year-old Shakiba Aryan understands that the freedoms she enjoys in Bamiyan are not allowed in most of the country.
Bamiyan is so good, the situation, and I'm very happy about this. In the first also, the Bamiyan was not the situation very good. But by the time now it is better.
These freedoms are a far cry from life under Taliban rule in the 1990s, when women could not leave the house alone, could not go to school, and had to cover themselves head to toe. After nearly 2 decades of war, in September, the militant group started official negotiations with a government team for a political settlement. Simultaneously, the United States announced a troop drawdown as part of its own deal with the Taliban. Many in Afghanistan think the militants have the upper hand at the negotiating table and will walk away with the lion's share of power. And the women in Bamiyan have started wondering how that might change their lives.
I personally worry around 80% because since my childhood, I had a lot of freedom in terms of education and sports and my family. If the Taliban come back, they will stop women from cycling, as even right now, our society has a problem with women cycling. In terms of education, they have accepted to allow women to get education, but in segregated settings.
Many of these young women have grown up in a post-Taliban era. They have also lived in a province considered safer than the rest of the country. Tourists from other provinces come to Bamiyan for a respite from daily security threats. Born after the fall of the Taliban, these young women have grown accustomed to certain rights. And now the possibility of a Taliban return to power, even through a political deal, creates fear that they may lose all the freedoms. Aisha Tanseem, VOA News, Bamiyan.